Good evening, students. Welcome back to our BSc second year electromagnetic theory class. In last lecture, we discussed about the derivation of Maxwell's first equation, derivation of Maxwell's second equation, and derivation of Maxwell's fourth equation. Now, today we are going to derive Maxwell's fourth equation. Okay. Just quick review on Maxwell's first, second, and third equations. Actually, Maxwell equations are the basic equations of electromagnetism, which are a collection of Gauss law for electricity, Gauss law for magnetism, Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, and Ampere's law for current in conductors. Now, Maxwell equation gives a mathematical model for electric, optical, and radio technology. These equations explain how magnetic and electric field are produced from charges. Now, these equations are the part of a comprehensive and symmetrical theory of electromagnetism, which is essential to understand electromagnetic waves, optics, radio, and TV transmission. Okay. The first Maxwell equation is nothing but a Gauss law of electricity, which states that a flux passing throughout any closed surface is equal to the 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by the surface. Okay, therefore it gives surface integral of electric field over a closed loop is equal to q by epsilon naught time q by epsilon naught. If we this is the integral form of Maxwell's first equation. If we take its differential form, it tells us divergence of an electric field over a closed loop is equal to the rho by epsilon naught. Rho is nothing but the volume charge density. This is nothing but the Maxwell's first equation. If we go forward for the Maxwell's second equation, in that case, it is a Gauss law for magnetism, which states that the net flux of the magnetic field throughout a closed surface is zero because monopoles of a magnet does not exist, means magnetic monopole does not exist in the universe. It exists in dipoles. Okay. Its integral form is surface integral of magnetic field over a closed loop is equal to 0 because magnetic monopole does not exist in the universe. If we discuss its differential form, that is del dot B is equal to 0. Del dot B is equal to 0. If we move forward in Maxwell's third equation, it is the form of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. It tells us del cross E is equal to minus dou B by dou t minus dou b by dou t, or its integral form is integration of electric field over a closed loop E dot dA is equal to minus dou by dou t integral form of B dA. Now, if we move forward, in that case, a Maxwell's fourth equation is the Ampere's law. The magnitude of the magnetic field at any point, the magnitude of the magnetic field at any point is directly proportional to the strength of the current and inversely proportional to the distance of the point from the straight conductors is called Ampere's law. Once again, the magnitude of the magnetic field at any point is directly proportional to the strength of the current and inversely proportional to the distance of that point from the straight conductors is called Ampere's law, or simply a line surface integral of a magnetic field over a closed loop is equal to the mu naught times current flowing through that circuit. Mu naught times current flowing through that circuit is nothing but our Ampere's law, as we discussed in first lecture. Now, surface integral of a magnetic field over a closed loop is equal to mu naught times I. It is the integral form of Maxwell's fourth equation. It is the integral form of Maxwell's fourth equation. Now, the value of current in current density is equal, I is equal to surface integral of J dA. I is equal to surface integral of J dA. Now, if we substitute the value of I in equation 7, becomes surface integral of B ds equal to mu naught times line integral of J dA. In left hand side we have surface integral, in right hand side we have line integral. Now, by using a Stokes theorem to the left hand side, we are going to change a surface integral into the line integral. Then the above equation becomes, if we use a Stokes theorem, the del dot ds converted into the line integral by integration of del cross A dA. Is equal to mu naught times J dot dA. Now, both sides having line integral, that's why we can subtract that. That's why we are moving a right hand side term to the left hand side. Therefore, integration of del cross B dA minus mu naught J dot dA is equal to 0. The line integral is never be equal to 0, but the product of that bracket term and dA is equal to 0. That's why we can equate that inner bracket term to the 0. It goes del cross B is equal to mu naught J. Del cross B is equal to mu naught J. This is the third Maxwell equation says that changing magnetic field produces an electric field. Change in magnetic field produces an electric field, but there is no clue in fourth Maxwell equation whether a changing electric field produces a magnetic field. To overcome this deficiency, Maxwell argued that if a changing magnetic flux can produce an electric field, then by symmetry there must exist a relation in which changing electric field must produce a changing magnetic flux, vice versa. That's why there is some correction in this Maxwell's fourth equation that we will discuss in next slide or in coming lecture. Okay, this is all about the Maxwell's third equation or the derivation of Maxwell's third equation. This equation tells that changing magnetic field produces an electric field, but there is no clue in fourth Maxwell's equation whether a change in electric field produces a magnetic field. To overcome this deficiency, Maxwell argued that if a change in magnetic flux can produce an electric field, then by symmetry there must exist a relation in which a changing electric field must produces a changing magnetic flux. Okay, this is all about the Maxwell's fourth equation. If you have any doubt with this derivation, you can ask me anytime. Now, in next lecture we have to discuss or derive electromagnetic wave equation in a free space. That we will discuss in next lecture. For that we have to use all these Maxwell's fourth equations: Maxwell's first equation, second equation, third equation and fourth equation. Okay, that we will derive in next lecture. Okay, this is all about the derivation of Maxwell's equation: Maxwell first equation, Maxwell second equation, Maxwell third equation and Maxwell fourth equation. The remaining part of this chapter we will discuss in next lecture, in tomorrow's lecture. Then we will start with third chapter. If you have any doubt with this, you can ask me anytime. Thank you.